What's up? Welcome in to Chicago Bears Now by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham. We are live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Happy and eager to talk to all of you. So appreciate you guys for tuning in to today's show. I got producer Jack, executive producer Nick helping me out today. So appreciate those guys as we got a lot to get into on today's show. Let's get the chat rate up. Let's go. Shout out your city. Let us know where you guys are watching from. Matt Nagy says, shout out, what does he say? He says, Harrison the GOAT. No, that was Split Smurf who said that. Matt Nagy says, Harrison, my guy. What's the problem, producer Jack? Oh, my goodness. Kit says FGB. We got Woodstock, Illinois in the chat from Chihuahua Car. We got Dale in Belgrade, Montana. Rich in North Richland Hills. We got Clitheroe, England from Alex. Kit Stanford in Edwardsville, Illinois. Let's see. Trade Talk Sports is in Chicago. Imbrog says FGB. RL says Spring, Texas. Sharon says Nebraska City, Nebraska. We got people all over. Lucas is in Kenosha. Scott says this team sucks. Hey, they're 2-1. Could be worse. I got producer Jack in shambles over here because there's some graphical error. So type, hey, everybody help me out here. Type, it's gonna be okay, Jack, in the live chat. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, Jack. Get it going. It's going to be just fine. Nick's going to spam it in there as well. It's going to be okay, Jack. It really is. It really is going to be okay. Tyler and Chase made some mistakes in the office. So it is what it is. All right, shout out your city. We got Killen saying Albuquerque. We got Edvis saying it's going to be okay. And Brog, Lucas. We got William, Robin, all saying it's going to calm down, Jack from AGM. Hey, we made it work. We made it work. All right, let's go to the next question here. This is a live poll question. Is Justin Fields the guy for Chicago? Why are you in shambles? Oh, my gosh. Can they not just undo? Are they incapable of doing that? Is Justin Fields the guy for Chicago? Type Y for yes, type in for no, or type A for ask me after the season. Like if you're one of those people like, ask me after week 18. Let's see how it goes. Certainly understand that. 64%, 66% now say yes, be patient. 6% say no chance. 29% say ask me after the season. Let's see what you guys are typing in the chat. Kit says yes, absolutely he is. Torian says yes. Kyle says ask after the season. Let's see. C the Beast Gaming says A, ask me after the season. I believe he is, but I need to see it. Let's see. RL says yes, Justin Fields is the answer. I hope he is. I'm certainly nowhere close to moving on, but at the same time, we do need to see improvement. Calm the bear down. That's good. I've never heard that one before. Calm the bear down. That's good stuff. That's really good stuff. L2 says, hey, Harrison. What's up, L2? You're always kicking it. We're always kicking it. Chi-Town saying A. JF says yes. Got Shaquille saying Matt Nagy for some reason. Chi-Town says ask after the season. JF says yes. He's only started 13 games. I'm glad you mentioned that because we're actually going to do a segment on why we shouldn't give up on Justin Fields today. We'll get to that here in a little bit. Go ahead and push this one. We don't need the color change. Who you got this week? CHI for the Bears, NYG for the Giants. Get your votes in. A pair of 2-1 teams. I don't think we're sure if either of these teams are good, but hey, one of them's going to be 3-1 unless there's a tie this upcoming week. CHI for the Bears, NYG for the Giants. Who you rocking with? I got to say, watching the Giants last night, you can't tell me that the Bears don't at least have a chance going into this game. I mean, come on. That team is nothing special. Doesn't mean the Bears are. It doesn't mean it's a gimme. It's on the road, but you're telling me the Bears got no shot against the Giants? No way. Shaquille says Chicago. Tiff. Commercial says Chicago. Keith says Chicago. Craig as well. We got Tim, Amos, Shaquille all saying Chicago. Not seeing any Giants picks. Let's go. Someone's asking me how long is Velus Jones out for. Matt Eberflus says that he is closer, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Lucas Praying with a super chat. Appreciate that. By the way, the Cowboys report is live right now, so if you want to get more super chats than them, then send them in. He says, I don't remember, how did Hurts play at the beginning of last season? Is there any comparison to Fields? Stay tuned, Lucas, because you might have just teased our first segment. We're going to compare Justin Fields to do some blind quarterback comparisons through 13 career starts, and we're going to see where he stacks up with some notable quarterbacks right now. So stick with us. We will get to that here in just a little bit. A few more shout-outs on Bears versus Giants. Leon says Chicago. Robert says Chicago. L2 Cloud says Chicago. John says Chicago. FNYG from Joe. That's always good as well. All right, want to hit some quick news here before we ask a couple more questions. Byron Pringle has been placed on IR. I did a video on this about 3 hours ago, so if you want to go check it out after our live show today, you can. He's going to miss 4 games. I explored some receivers the Bears could go trade or sign for or trade for, but for now it's no Byron Pringle for a month, so that is the latest there. Calf injury. He has joined N'Keal Harry on IR. If you think the Bears need to get a wide receiver, well, type me. Type me in the chat. Let's go. Type me in the chat. Kit says me. We got CT the Beast saying me. Joe, Danny, Amos, Russell, Busy, Leon, Ray, Sharon, Nick. You got Torian in there. Commercial Richie, JF1 Bears Forever. Let's see. Sid, Money Mitch, Headless Wonder, Jermaine, John, Lamont, Timothy, Jackson. Lots of me's coming in, and I completely agree. Tony Williams with the super chat. If you could trade this year for a week, who would you target? Who would you give up, or would you rather take your chances in the draft or free agents next year? If you could trade this year for a week. I don't know what that means. What do you mean trade this year for a week? Like, does anybody know what he means? Tony, I need more context. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Are you talking about quarterbacks, or I don't even, you're going to have to, you don't have to send in another super chat. I've got the live chat up, but please explain what you're saying, because I'll be honest, I'm confused. I don't know what this means. My producer can't decipher what you're saying. Does anybody know what he said I meant wide receiver. Okay. If you could trade this year for a wide receiver, okay, I don't know what you're saying still. I know you're talking about receivers, but like, what do you trade? Are you saying, like, I need more context, Tony. I'm confused. I'm confused. I mentioned some receivers earlier that are available. Will Fuller's a free agent. T.Y. Hilton. OBJ's out there, but I don't think he's healthy yet. You could trade for, Darius Slayton. I'm not trading for Kenny Golladay. Tyler Lockett this offseason was connected to trade rumors. Yeah, I wish I knew more what you were talking about, Tony. I'm sorry. G. Shane, give QB1 viable weapons. He'll be just fine. Yeah, I mean, look, he needs more around him. He also needs to play better, to be fair. But, yeah, I mean, his weapons aren't great. Let's be honest. Darnell Mooney is supposed to be the number one, and he's been not good this year. So, got to be better. It's as simple as that. All right, I know a lot of you guys live in Chicago or in the Chicago area. Better pizza topping, P for pepperoni, S for sausage. I don't hear you at all. Tony says, who would you trade for and who would you include in the trade package? Oh, I see what you're saying. At receiver, who would I be willing to give up? I mean, I'd probably just do a pick. Or, I don't know, like, would you trade Robert Quinn straight up for Tyler Lockett? Something like that? I don't know if I would. Something like that could make sense. But, or you could trade late picks for, a guy like Darius Slayton or Denzel Mims, perhaps. Let me get some shout-outs here, then Sang Ray is back. Irv Gotti says sausage. Keith says sausage. Kit does. He says sausage and pepperoni. Irv Gotti going with sausage. John says pepperoni. Neither from Wins Beyond. Pepperoni from Arizona Sheriff. We got Andy saying pepperoni. AGM saying pepperoni as well. Chicken from Wins Beyond. I like chicken on pizza sometimes. Sangray Kim, the leader of the Bustin Fields Army, he says, do you think Bustin is further in his development in his second year than Mitch was in his second year? He threw for 6 TDs against the Bucs in his second year. Yeah, he had that one big game against the Bucs. He did. He was pretty much just a game manager outside of that game, but that was a big game. We haven't seen Fields have that type of game. Now, that was clearly a one-off for Mitch. That was by far the best statistical game he ever had. He never came close to that again. But no, Fields has not had a game to that level up to this point, and certainly not this year. I think it's tough to compare. I think Mitch had better weapons than Fields does, but yeah, I think it's fair to at least have the conversation. But by the way, everyone who brings Mitch up, just remember, Mitch, like, if you want to bring Mitch back, that makes no sense. He's about to get benched again in Pittsburgh. So now if you're saying, hey, it didn't work out for Mitch, and I thought Mitch was more far along at this point, then okay, fine. But I don't know if it's apples to apples either. Torian says, with Giants Sterling Shepard injury, how does that help our defense on Sunday? I mean, it's one less guy you got to worry about, right? Hey, if Kenny Galladay's playing, I'm happy. He sucks. So sucks for Sterling Shepard. He's a good dude. Tons of injuries. We wish him the best. But, yeah, I mean, obviously for the game this week, it's one less player to worry about. So, yeah, I mean, that can't hurt, right? All right, speaking of the Giants, and then we got to get into this here. Type F Marsh. Here's why. You guys have seen Marshall Green come on before. He actually started sub for Bears Dubs last year or during the playoffs 2 years ago against the Saints, it might have been. But he's our Giants YouTube channel host here at Chat Sports. So type F Marsh in the chat. We're rivals this week. Marsh is my boy, one of my best friends up here at Chat Sports, but not this week. F Marsh in the chat. Kit Stanford says F Marsh. JF1 says F Marsh. Someone says, who is it? Marshall Green, host of Giants Now here at Chat Sports. He's already talking shit, even though they lost to the Cowboys and Cooper Rush last night. So get F Marsh going in the chat. Lucas, Joe, Keith, we got John, George, Sid. We might bring Marshall on for a video later on in the week. I think we can make that happen, and we'll get the F Marshes going. Jason, we got Imbrog, another Josh, John as well. Keep the F Marshes going. That is the motto of the week. All right, if you're ready for the real show to start, like this video. I see David Zahn, a Chat Sports legend, was in the chat. David Zahn. You can join the $100 Bears Super Chat Club. We got 15 members in it, or 15 or 16. You could be next. You could be in the club. We keep a graphic going all year long. Like the video if you're ready for the real show to start. We're at 64 likes. Let's get to 100, and then we'll jump into the latest Bears musings here on a Tuesday. John saying F Marsh. David has liked the video as well. David Zahn hanging out. Money Mitch says F Marsh. Let's see. Bears would never run a QB sneak on 3rd and 9. F Marsh. Yeah, Joe Judge. What an absolute stiff that he was. All right, let's get this going here. Here's what's coming up on Bears Now. Segment 1, give Justin Fields a chance. Give him some time. We're going to explain some reasonings behind that. Live Q&A later on, hashtag Bears or Super Chat. If you Super Chat, you can jump the line. We'll go ahead and get to Sangray's question real quick here. Bears versus Giants preview, and then also we'll go live on the Call-In app as soon as the show's over. If you haven't joined us, it's like Twitter Spaces. You can download the Call-In app on iOS and Android if you want to be a part of that. All right, before we start, Sangray Kim with another 5. Appreciate it. He says, I'm on the East Coast going to the Meadowlands this week. Very excited to see Bustin ruin a game in person. Man, I hope he balls out. I hope he balls out. At least now, if he does ball out, I'll know why you aren't in the chat. It's because you're at the game. So, hey, that'll be fun for you, Sangray Kim. You've been a good sport when we've talked on Call-In. I just hope you end up being wrong in the end, but time will tell. All right, busy show coming up, so stick with us here on Bears Now. Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. I am your host, Harrison Graham. Appreciate everybody for clicking on this video. And on today's show, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk about the quarterback. and why you should not give up hope on Justin Fields at this point in his career. That's what we are going to explore on today's show. Lots of comparisons to do with some other quarterbacks, so get ready for that. Now, obviously, you look at the raw numbers, 13 starts in, it's not pretty, right? Like, I'm not sitting here and saying, like, oh, this is a guaranteed franchise quarterback in the making. He's completing 58% of his passes throughout his career, just under 2,100 yards. He's got more interceptions than touchdowns. His passer rating is 71.5. Like, it hasn't been good. I'm not naive. And I think the one, concerning part more than any is that it's actually been off to a slower start this year through 3 games. Now, one of those games was in a monsoon, but there's really no excuse for the other 2 games. Now, there's, of course, factors. The wide receivers aren't very good, yada, yada, yada. But these are bad numbers for 3 games, man. 99 yards a week, that's not going to cut it in the NFL. By the way, it's 4 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 4 picks, QBR of 23. It's been discouraging. It has been discouraging, to say the least, so far. But despite all of that, it is way too early to just say, well, Trevor Siemian time, we're drafting a quarterback next year. I am nowhere near that, and I want to know what you guys think. I've asked this question a couple times now. I'll put up a Twitter poll and a YouTube community poll. What do you think, though? I want everybody watching this video to answer this question. Is Justin Fields the guy for Chicago? Type Y for yes, he is. We got to be patient. Type N for no, he isn't. Or type A for ask me after the season. Like, you're like, I don't know, I want to see this season play out. If it's not Y or A, I think you're bailing too early. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. All right, so how we go forward here on today's show, we are going to blind QB compare Justin Fields to 3 other quarterbacks who are playing right now in the NFL based on their first 13 starts. That's how many starts Justin Fields has made, and on this graphic, that is how many starts, or this is 13 starts in for each of the next 3 quarterbacks. So QB number 2, Fields is QB number 1. Completion percentage, better than Fields. Yards, better too. Touchdown interceptions, better. So raw stats-wise, these stats actually look decent, right? You're like, through 13 starts, you're like, yeah, that's pretty promising for this quarterback that we're currently talking about here. Almost a 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio, completing 65% of his passes. You're like, yeah, he's on his way. I bet when this quarterback was 13 starts in, we all felt really, really good about this person based purely on the numbers. Or did we? We'll explore that in a second when we reveal who the quarterback is. Guess it for me, though. Who is quarterback number 2? Who is this guy? And we'll put the stats up on screen before we reveal it again. Who is QB2 through 13 starts? 64.5%, 2,845 yards, 18 touchdowns, 10 picks. You're probably thinking he was balling at this point, at least through 13 starts. Let me know who this quarterback is down in the comments. All right, let's reveal it. Tua Tagovailoa, the Miami Dolphins quarterback who's off to a good start here in 2022. Let's be honest, though. We thought Tua stunk before this year. So that's an example number 1. That stats can be a little bit misleading, right? When you blind QB compare this, I think when we look at all the next 2 quarterbacks, there might be a thought of, oh, we thought less of Tua, even less than the other 2 guys. For sure, one of the guys coming up. But guess what? Fast forward. It's year 3 now for Tua. Fields is in year 2. He's made well more than 13 starts at this point in his career. And all of a sudden, Tua Tagovailoa looks like a pretty damn good quarterback this year. He looks pretty darn good. He's thrown for, I believe, 9 touchdowns and 2 picks this season. 8 touchdowns, 2 picks this year. He's completing 71% of his throws, 117 QB rating. Tua Tagovailoa looks like a real NFL quarterback all of a sudden. Like, through 13 games, though, I know the numbers looked okay, but was anybody out there like, yeah, Tua's the guy, man? No, they tried to get Deshaun Watson. Remember, Miami almost punted. They almost got rid of Tua. And hey, it's only 3 games this year. Maybe this doesn't end up working out. But guess what? Here's what happens. You go and you get Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle is a year older now. Mike Gesicki fits Tua's strengths, and with Mike McDaniel coming in as well, the Tyreek impact has been huge. There's no way around it. Tua has benefited greatly from getting Tyreek Hill on board. And I think just more experience, playing time, and just growing as a quarterback in the NFL has made a big impact as well. That's just one quarterback we're looking at. We'll look at two more here in just a second. But hey, the Bears take on the Giants in the Meadowlands this weekend up in New Jersey, and we got a subscriber battle here at Chat Sports. I'm the host of Bears Now. 0 new subs this week. We're starting at this exact moment. Giants Now, 0 new subs as well. So let's hear it. Subscribe to the channel. Your voice can be heard by hitting that sub button if you haven't subscribed already. We got to beat Giants Now and new subscribers. Oh, by the way, type F Marsh in the chat because Marshall Green is the host of New York Giants Now. Let's beat them off the field. That way we can beat them on the field. All right, quarterback number 3. You see Justin Fields' numbers through 13 starts. You see Tua's numbers through 13 starts. Now we got quarterback number 3. 55.4% completion, 2,500 yards, 12 touchdowns, 14 picks. So you could argue these numbers are about as bad, if not worse, than Fields. And again, numbers do not tell the whole story. I think that's the point I'm making with all of this. These raw numbers look worse than Fields in most cases. Completion percentage, 3 percentage points down. Also more picks than touchdowns. I don't know, man. Like, you look at that and you're like, I might bail on that quarterback too. Well, the team did not, and it has paid off that they didn't. Take a guess. Who is quarterback number 3? Who is this quarterback? And we'll show the stats one more time before you guys answer this question. Who is quarterback number 3? And then before we reveal who it is, we're going to talk about today's sponsor. 55.4%, 2,500 yards, 12 touchdowns, 14 picks. Get your votes in. Who is quarterback number 3 in his first 13 starts? All right, BetUS is sponsoring today's show. And if you want to go bet on that Giants-Bears game, you can do so. Chatsports.com/Bears. That is the place to create your account. Use promo code BEARDOWN to get a 125% deposit bonus at chatsports.com/Bears. Promo code BEARDOWN. NFC North odds have been updated. This is interesting, man. Bears still bringing up the rear here. Packers -120, Vikings +160. Got the Lions and Bears in there as well. Go put your money where your mouth is. Chatsports.com/Bears. Promo code is BEARDOWN. All right, drum roll, please. Josh Allen. Remember how bad he was early on? His rookie year, he completed less than 50%, okay? And let me just say this, too. I am not predicting Justin Fields will be Josh Allen. That would be stupid of me. Josh Allen's one of the best quarterbacks in football. But I think there's some similar skills. He's big, he's physical, he's mobile, and he's got a strong arm. Now, Josh Allen has progressed exponentially throughout his career. Even year 2, he made some strides, whereas Fields through 3 games has not improved. At least on the field up to this point, and that's got to change quickly. But Josh Allen, since 2020, that's year 3 and beyond, up to now, 36 starts, almost 10,000 yards, 66.6%. You know, kind of a little satanic there, but high completion percentage, 82 touchdowns, 27 picks, QB rating of over 100. Oh, and guess what happened before that 2020 season? They traded for Stephon Diggs. Holy shit, they got him a weapon, and he takes off. Bears don't have a Stephon Diggs. And I'm not saying Stephon Diggs makes Justin Fields Josh Allen. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying when you have this guy, it kind of helps, okay? I think so far what we've seen through 3 games is, yeah, Darnell Mooney's a good player, even though he's off to a slow start. Maybe he's just a number 2, though. That's what I was questioning before the season. Can he be a true number 1? Doesn't look the part so far this year, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But Diggs helped Allen take off. There's just no doubt about it. And the chemistry those two have built, which we're hoping happens with Mooney still. It's not like we're bailing on Darnell Mooney or anything, because I still think he's a heck of a player. But it all works together. More time. Enters year 3, another full offseason of learning the offense under Brian Daboll at the time. You get Stephon Diggs in the trade. Boom, he's an MVP candidate. Not saying it'll happen with Fields again, but these blind QB things are pretty interesting, are they not? Let's do one more. Quarterback 4. 58.5%, 2,900 yards, pretty good touchdown interception ratio, took care of the ball, did have a few fumbles if you want a little hint there, did this quarterback. Now, this quarterback had more volume because another teaser, when he was starting early on, not a very good team, especially toward the end of his first year when he got some playing time. But this will be interesting to see what you guys think. Who is QB4? Who is QB number 4 here on the screen? And we'll show the stats one more time so you guys can take a guess. We've talked about Fields, Tua, Allen, who is quarterback for. 58.4%, 2,900 yards, 16 touchdowns, 7 picks. First 13 starts. Who is it? It's Jalen Hurts, Eagles quarterback. And just like with Josh Allen, especially with Tua Tagovailoa for this year, we didn't know what the hell Jalen Hurts was going to be coming into this year. We saw some signs toward the end of year 2, which is what we're hoping to see with Fields this year, which is year 2. Year 3, though, through 3 games, he might be your MVP frontrunner. He's been that good. Eagles are 3-0. He's balling out. He's throwing. He's running. He's making good decisions. Jalen Hurts was a massive question mark before this year. They flirted with Deshaun Watson, according to some reports. Like, guys, we got to give these guys time. That's really the whole point of this exercise. Let's compare them all again. Now, you could say the raw numbers, maybe Fields is the worst. Although Allen isn't much better if he's better at all. He had major accuracy issues early on, and there's a lot more that goes into this than numbers. It's pieces around him, which, by the way, that's something all 3 of these other guys have in common. Once they got better talent, A.J. Brown for Hurts this year, year 2 of Devontae Smith. Guess what? He's a much better player. The point is number 1, nothing is guaranteed. It does not mean that Justin Fields is going to become a franchise quarterback. We don't even know for sure if Hurts and Tua are. They look really damn good, though, in year 3, do they not? The point is we got to give this more time. Shouldn't we give this more time? I mean, at least through the end of this year. At least. We got to give him this. Playing Trevor Siemian is a waste of time. Like, people have suggested that. Go play Trevor Siemian. Why? What does that accomplish? Maybe he gives you a slightly better chance right now. Maybe. I don't even know if that's true, but even if it is, he's not the future. Play Justin Fields this year. Let's see some growth. And if you see enough growth, which it doesn't even have to be a crazy amount, just some, then go get him a big-time weapon next year. An A.J. Brown, a Stephon Diggs. I don't care who it is. And let's see if he takes off in year 3, just like Tua and Jalen Hurts look like they are. They're MVP candidates right now. He deserves more time. That is the point of this segment. Does Justin Fields deserve more time to develop? I think he does. Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Let me know in the comments, does Justin Fields deserve more time to develop? Get your thoughts in down below. All right, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Different type of show today. I had fun doing it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you disagree with me, hey, that's cool too. All 4 of these quarterbacks are not on the same path. There's slight differences there, but I think there's enough similarities to keep in mind. YouTube.com/Bears Now. Subscribe for more videos like this, plus the latest news and rumors around this football team. We'll have you covered all season long. All right, Bears fans, I got a favor to ask for you guys as well. Go retweet my pinned tweet. Nick, it's up there below. I'll highlight it here so you got it. Throw it in the chat. Go retweet my pinned tweet if you want a shout-out, okay? Go retweet it. Giving shout-outs here because I want to show True Classic, one of our sponsors, some love. Not rocking a True Classic shirt today because I was rocking one yesterday. Go retweet my pinned tweet, but they got great gear, T-shirts, polos that you guys can go get for 25% off when you use promo code CHAT at trueclassictees.com/chat. True Classic tees, polos, shorts, pants, got some other gear as well. I'm a big fan of their stuff, and if you want a shout-out, go retweet my pinned tweet. L2 Cloud just retweeted it. Shy-Time Sports just retweeted it as well. If you want a shout-out, give me a retweet on my pinned tweet, and we will give some shout-outs. Torian Whitfield, I see you in there. Tommy Gunn, Eric, appreciate you guys as well. Everyone that retweets it is getting a shout-out today, so going to refresh one more time, and then we'll come back and revisit this in a minute. But go check out True Classic, promo code CHAT. If you go check out that tweet, by the way, it's got the link for you guys right there as well. trueclassictees.com/chat. Show some love, give me a retweet, and let's spread this awareness around this great company. All right, real quick, Byron Pringle, he's heading to IR. If you missed the news, I broke this down earlier today here on Bears Now, but briefly hitting it again here. He will be out for the next 4 games. Hopefully the Bears go out and get a receiver. All right, mailbag time. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat to get your questions on the show. By the way, I see Tim Weston and Torian in there as well with the retweets. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat to get your questions in. If you got any questions about free agency trades, this matchup with the Giants, get after it in the comments, but you got to either use the hashtag Bears or Super Chat. If you Super Chat, you can skip to the front of the line. It is mailbag time here on Chicago Bears Now. I am your host, Harrison Graham. Appreciate you guys for clicking on this video. Use hashtag Bears or Super Chat to get your questions on the show. That way, producer Jack can go ahead and find all of your questions. All right, let's go to Larry Rosen. From now on, all teams will put 8 men in the box. This will force Fields to throw. Then you will see how good he is. I mean, yeah, it's possible. I still expect this team to run the football and be able to. Now, I see your point. Maybe they stack it 8 in the box, maybe even 9 if they just worry about the run, because this offensive line is a great run blocking group right now. Khalil Herbert's running the ball well. Monty was as well before he got hurt. We'll see how long he's out. But, yeah, I do expect teams to sag down a bit and try to stop the run. And, you know, if you can't throw over the top of that, yeah, that's going to be cause for concern at that point. But still think this team's going to try to run the football. But, yes, I do think teams will try to, you know, adjust and take that away sometimes as well. Got Nicholas Ritchie. I saw Justin Fields play in person this weekend, and I'm just not seeing him read defenses. I know it's early, but don't you think he should be able to read when a free rusher is coming off the edge unblocked? Well, Nick, the one play you're talking about was the bootleg, and as soon as he turned around on the play fake, the guy was there. Now, if you're saying pre-snap he should have been able to recognize that there was a free rusher and that he should have slid the protection, that's possible. I'd have to go back and look at the film and analyze that. But sometimes on play fakes and a free rusher's in your face as soon as you turn, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, it's just not going to go well. So, I don't know if that's the best example, but I do think you're right that he is a little bit slow and progressing through his reads right now. I don't know if he's not trusting what he's seeing. I don't know if he's not trusting the pass protection. I'm not sure. That's got to improve. There's no doubt about it. He has got to get the ball out quicker, and he's got to see what's happening at least a tick faster. Former coach Matt Nagy in the chat. Admit it, Harrison. Fields looked better in my offense than he does in Getsy's. I mean, listen, it's been bad with through 3 games, so I guess I can't say no, but I also know that he wasn't. Things did not go well in your offense either. But I do get what you're saying. At the same time, I think Getsy's offense can fit Fields' strengths. He just doesn't look confident right now. He's got to find that confidence again. He's a quarterback that plays with rhythm. When he gets into rhythm, he can really play. But we just haven't seen that often enough. Let's see if it happens this week against the Giants. Brandon Clayton, should the Bears trade for Tyler Boyd to help at wide receiver? Tyler Boyd would be a nice fit. Good slot receiver. Bengals already have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I don't know if they'd want to trade Tyler Boyd, but if they did, I would be interested. Maybe if they're like, we're not going to be able to pay him, let's just trade him and get something for him, then yeah, I'd be down. I think he's a good slot receiver, would fit in well with this team. Shout out producer Jack for cooking up this question. If he's available, would you trade for Tyler Boyd? Type T for trade, type P for pass. I'd consider it. I like Tyler Boyd. T for trade, P for pass. Let us know down in the comments. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat. We got Alex Lancaster next up. Trade for Michael Thomas if the Saints suck this year. Saw this idea floated somewhere. Give me just a sec here. Thomas has looked pretty good. I had concerns after he basically missed 2 years. Now he tweaked his toe or something the other day. I don't think it's super serious, but he is a little fragile at this point. But he's a good player. I mean, he'd be easily the most accomplished receiver the Bears have. Depends how much it would cost, Alex. Depends how much it would cost. I wouldn't give up a first for him. He's missed the last 2 years. Hadn't been back long enough to justify a first. But get him for a second, probably consider it. Sirac Obama, what update do we have on Jalen Johnson? As we film this on Tuesday, Sirac, so if anyone's watching this later in the week, there's probably a new update, but he's day-to-day with a quad injury. He was questionable for Sunday, could not go. Hopefully he can go this week. I will say, though, I thought Kendall Vilder stepped up after getting beat a couple times early. He made some plays. Kyler Gordon still isn't looking great, but I thought he played better in the second half. He bounced back, made a couple nice plays. And then Jalen Jones wasn't bad stepping in. So, I thought the Bears rallied and did some good things without Jalen Johnson, but obviously you want him out there. He's easily your best corner. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's show. Chatsports.com/Bears is the place to create a BetUS account, because if you use our link, chatsports.com/Bears, you can plug in the promo code Bear Down. That'll get you a 125% deposit bonus. All one word, Bear Down. So you put down $100, they'll give you 125 for free. Here are the betting odds for Week 4. Giants 3.5-point favorites, over under 39. They're expecting a low-scoring thriller at the Meadowlands this weekend. It's going to be interesting. These two teams are 2-1, but there's a lot of question marks for both teams. Chatsports.com/Bears. Promo code is Bear Down. Got Tony Williams next with the super chat. Appreciate that. Is it a guarantee Bears take a receiver in the first round? Absolutely not. I don't think any team goes into a draft unless you have the number 1 pick and need a quarterback with the idea of, hey, it's a guarantee we're going to draft this position. Number one, that's just bad business. You got to make your big board, and if receiver's your biggest need, but when you're on the clock, there's 10 other players at different positions better, you should not reach for a position. That's number one, especially the Bears. They have other needs. But do I think it's fairly likely to take a receiver? Absolutely. That's going to be near the top of the list for this roster going into next offseason. They got to get better at receivers. So guaranteed, no. Decent possibility, yes. Christian Sitsanas, is it me, or does it seem like Justin Fields is holding the ball way too long? Do you know his average release time? It's not you. I think it was 3.26 seconds through 2 weeks. I don't know what it is after 3 weeks. If you get more than 3 seconds, that's a decent amount of time in the NFL. The O-line has not been bad. Now, Sam Mustipher's not great at center. Hopefully Lucas Patrick can start there this week. Larry Borum continues to be up and down at right tackle. But all in all, the O-line, you can't really complain, considering what the expectations were from that group. So, yeah, he does hold the ball. And that was the thing at Ohio State. At times, and other quarterbacks do this, by the way. Deshaun Watson holds the ball a long time. Joe Burrow, everyone bitches about the Bengals O-line. Joe Burrow holds the ball long. He's a great quarterback, but he's looking to make big plays, and Fields kind of has that mindset too of where he wants to make big plays down the field. That was his mantra coming out, but you got to find that balance of, hey, just get the ball down, get it to your check down if nothing's not there. I like trying to hit the home run sometimes, but you got to find that balance, and that balance isn't there right now. Kit Stanford, look, I get that we look bad Sunday, but quit crying already. We won. Yes, work to do, but we're 2-1. Year 3 is going to be lit. Talking about Justin Fields. I hope so, man. We got to give it more time. And, hey, this season, the fact that you're 2-1, you got to win over the 49ers. Texans win was ugly, but you got it. Lost to the Packers. I mean, with that schedule, 2-1 was probably the best case scenario. So that's good. That things could be a lot worse. You know, you could be 0-3 like the Raiders, and they had much higher expectations than the Bears. So I think there are a lot of good things happening despite the question marks continuing to surround the quarterback. And Brog, who's our top safety through 3 games? That's a tough question. I'll probably go Eddie Jackson because he's been able to pick off 2 passes. Brisker recovered a fumble, but Eddie Jackson, man, he's playing well. But Brisker's also playing really well. This safety tandem, Brisker and Jackson, it's one of the best in the league right now. It's that good. Justin Rother, do we trade for Galladay or Tony? Galladay or Tony? Neither. You're not trading. We've talked about Galladay. His contract's brutal. Even if the Giants take most of it on, he's just not worth trading for. If he gets cut and you want to pursue signing him for a minimum deal, okay, fine. You could talk me into that, but I'm not trading for him. Tony has barely been available through his year and change for the Giants. Not trading for him either. Again, if for some reason he got cut, sure, I'd explore it, but I'm not trading for either of these guys. Who you got in this matchup as the Bears take on the Giants this weekend? Type CHI for the Bears, type NYG for the Giants. Let us know down in the comments who you got, Bears versus Giants. Got time for a couple more here. AGM, do you think Lucas Patrick at center improves pass protection? I think so. And let me say this too. I did not like Patrick getting more snaps at guard this week than Jenkins. I don't know why they opted to start him over Jenkins this week. I think Jenkins has played better. And I just think we need to see him more, just play him more. If Larry Borum's getting every snap at right tackle, Tevin Jenkins should get every snap at right guard. I'm just saying. But Patrick's better than Mustipher, so yes, I do think it'll help. So I hope that happens this week. I hope he's able to snap the football. Amos Goldberg, Herbert runs very similarly to Jonathan Taylor, same body type too. That's an interesting comp. I don't think he's Jonathan Taylor, but he does. He's kind of a one cut and go back, and Taylor does that a lot. He likes to get north and south. He finds the hole and he goes. Herbert breaks tackles really well. He's impressive, man. The way he stepped up when Demo got hurt, that was nice to see. Khalil Herbert is running with a purpose right now, and that's a good thing for the Bears because they got to be able to lean on something offensively, and the run game has been that so far. Sam Ortiz, Calvin Ridley can be our Diggs for next year. It makes too much sense. Absolutely. I mean, obviously he wouldn't have played for a year and a half, but I believe in Calvin Ridley. I mean, what he was doing before he stepped away, then ultimately got suspended, he was playing at a high level for Atlanta. Calvin Ridley's a hell of a player, and the nice part is you may not have to give up a first-round pick to get him because he wouldn't have played for a year and a half. So I'm all in on trading for Ridley next year as long as you do your research and, you know, he's good to go and he's ready to come back to football. But you get Calvin Ridley in here, Darnell Mooney slides back to being wide receiver 2. You're feeling a lot better about things at that wide receiver position. Sorry for your life. Jim Caldwell should have been OC. We're 3 games in, man. And this team is running the hell out of the football. And Justin Fields is struggling. That's not all on Getsy. Maybe some of it is. Some of it certainly is. But, I mean, the Bears just ran for 281 yards. Like, we can't just sit here and say Getsy sucks. Like, I think he's doing some good things. I think there's been a couple moments where I'm like, okay, that was a stupid call. But that you're going to have that with even the best play callers. You know, and that's nothing against Jim Caldwell. I like Caldwell. I was okay with him as OC if they would have gone that route. But I don't have any major complaints out of Luke Getsy so far. Appreciate all the questions here on today's show. If you want to be a part of our mailbags in the future, be sure to subscribe and join us on Tuesdays, 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 Central Time. We go live and answer all of your questions. All right, real quick, circle back to the news of the day. Byron Pringle to injured reserve with a calf injury. He's going to miss at least 4 games, so we'll monitor that situation as we go forward. N'Keal Harry's on IR. Velus Jones is still battling a hamstring injury. If Velus Jones can't play this week, you're down to Darnell Mooney, Equinemius St. Brown, Dante Pettis, and Amir Smith-Marset. That's 4 receivers. You're going to have to probably call up at least Isaiah Coulter and possibly Simba Webster off the practice squad. So see how it goes, man. A lot of injuries right now at wide receiver, and it's a group that's already not great. Marty K says, pay Roquan. Okay. I mean, you want to talk about a guy who wants to get paid. That game was incredible. He bounced back in a major way. 16 tackles, game-winning interception. That was a vintage Roquan game after, quite frankly, probably the worst game of his career against the Packers the week before. All right, before we get into our Bears-Giants preview, type me if you think the Bears need to sign or trade for a receiver. Type me below, and I'll get some shout-outs. Type me in the comments. Ron says me. Frank says me. Kyle says me. We got Keith. Let's see. Who else is in there? Sharon is in there. We got no from someone. Who was that? Michael. We got John, Taeyun, all saying me. So get Will Fuller. I'm down. Go get him. I'm in. You don't have to convince me. Obviously, he's unsigned for a reason, but what's the harm in working him out? I don't really get it. All right, Bears-Giants preview coming up, and then we're going to go live on Call-In. So download the app, iOS and Android, and we will answer some questions over there here in about 15 minutes. Before we start today's Bears versus Giants preview, it worked last week, so I'm going to bring it back this week. If you want the Bears to beat the Giants, like this video. Hit the thumbs up icon. Drop a like because, hey, you don't want to be coming back next week and like, if I would have liked the video, they might have won. I'm superstitious. I know a lot of you guys are as well. No harm, no foul. If they like it and they lose, no big deal. If you don't like it and they lose, they're like, oh, damn, that Harrison guy told me, I'll jinx it if I don't like it. So like the video. Let's get over 1,000 likes on today's show, and let's go beat the New York Giants. You're watching Bears Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Harrison Graham. The Bears hit the road to take on the Giants in Week 4, and I don't know if Vegas had a pair of 2-1 teams between Chicago and New York, but that is where we are, as the Bears are 2-1 despite a very struggling Justin Fields right now. The Giants are 2-1 after losing on Monday Night Football to the Dallas Cowboys. Pretty funny. Look at the team offense and team defense stats, right? Both teams are giving up more points than they're scoring, and they're both 2-1. Kind of funny how that works in the National Football League. Giants are a 3.5-point favorite playing at home in East Rutherford. Total over-under as we film this is 39 points. So, yeah, they're expecting an ugly, low-scoring game. And, hey, that's probably fair if we're being completely honest. All right, let's see what these teams have done through 3 weeks so far, shall we? Week 1, big win for the Bears, 19-10 win in a monsoon at Soldier Field. Great second half for Justin Fields, easily the best half of football he's played this year because he struggled against the Packers in a 27-10 loss, and he struggled even more against the Texans, albeit Khalil Herbert and Roquan Smith saved the day, 23-20 win. That's how the Bears are 2-1. For the Giants, couple of very tight wins in Week 1 and Week 2. 21-20 win on a successful 2-point conversion to beat the Titans. Carolina at home, 19-16 win, and then falling last night at home to the Cowboys, 23-16. I should say on Monday night to the Dallas Cowboys, 23-16. Got to be honest, I watched that entire game. Giants look very beatable to me. They've played 3 close games. They've won 2. They've lost 1. Cooper Rush went in there and beat them. Now, Cooper Rush played well, and that Giants defense is nasty, but to say the Bears don't have a chance in this game, I just disagree. If Justin Fields can play a little better, I think they can win this game, and we'll get to some keys to victory here in just a little bit. There is a crowded injury report for the Bears, at least as we are filming this. This, of course, will change throughout the week, I'm sure. David Montgomery with an ankle injury. Flus called him day-to-day after last week's game. We'll see. I kind of tend to doubt that he'll play this week. Good news is you have Khalil Herbert. Byron Pringle, he's on IR now. He's going to miss a month. Velus Jones Jr., hamstring injury. Flus says he's closer to returning. Hopefully that happens this week. If not, a move at receiver is probably coming. Ryan Griffin, the tight end, he was out last week with an Achilles injury. We'll see where he's at. Jalen Johnson's got a quad. He missed this game against the Texans. We'll see if he goes this week. Dane Cruikshank and Matthew Adams each have hamstrings. They were out on Sunday. And then Roquan Smith played, but he didn't practice all week with a hip injury. Still think listing him on the injury report makes sense. He's still in that day-to-day category. I think as long as things don't get worse, he'll continue to play, but certainly something to monitor for Roquan Smith. Now, I said it was a must-win last week. And by the way, when I say must-win, I mean if this team wants to have a chance at making the playoffs, that's what I'm saying. Obviously, for the future of the franchise, as we know this is a transition year. It's not a must-win game. But if this team's trying to do damage this year, beating the Texans at home is a must-win, and you could argue winning at the Giants is as well. I'll ask you, is it another must-win? Type Y for yes, type in for no. I won't put it quite to the level of last week because it is a road game and the Giants have been better than expected, but this is one of the easiest games left. You probably need to win this game. I'll say a soft yes. Hopefully they're able to get it done here on the road. All right, 5 keys to victory for the Bears to win up in East Rutherford. Get Fields on the move. Get him out of the pocket. Get him on more rollouts, more boots, because he just doesn't look comfortable in the pocket right now. Now, I'm not saying you never do straight dropbacks, but using him on the run, some RPO stuff, just giving him some simpler type of throws, I think is going to help because that's when he looks the most comfortable when, boom, you're hitting him with the run game, get him on a boot, he can hit St. Brown, Mooney, whoever on a crossing route. That's when he looks at his best right now, and if not, he can take off, right? We know he's really good at that. That's something he's been good at since day one in the NFL, but the passing numbers haven't been good, man. And I would, if I charted all the pure straight dropbacks that didn't offer play action or waggles or boots, I bet he's under 50%. It has not been good for Justin Fields in the pocket. I don't want to use the Sam Darnold I was seeing ghosts phrase, but kind of feels a little bit like that. It's early. I still believe in him, but let's make it easier right now. Let's simplify it for him as he continues to grow into this role. More boots, more play actions, please, Getsy. And I don't have major complaints about Getsy right now because this team's running the ball well, and he deserves credit for that. They're 2-1. But let's make it easier on the quarterback. Let's try and give him some confidence because that's most important moving forward to find out if this guy is the guy or not. Do you still believe in Justin Fields? Type B for believe, type D for don't. I definitely do. I'm nowhere near jumping off the bandwagon, but we got to see some improvement here. Hopefully it starts this week, and I think getting him some of these easier type of reads and completions will help. B for believe, D for don't. Get your votes in down in the comments. All right, let's go to the defense now. Defensive line discipline. D-line discipline. I think the D-line has been the most underwhelming part of the defense so far, especially defensive tackle, and they've certainly flashed, but the gap assignments have not been good. We really saw it on display against Green Bay. They couldn't maintain their gaps. They couldn't set the edge, and Aaron Jones ran all over them. Now, the pass rush has flashed some, not as much against the Texans, but against the Packers, actually got a few sacks. But stopping the run has been a problem, and that starts with the defensive line. And you're facing a quarterback who, like Justin Fields, isn't the most comfortable from the pocket. He's most comfortable when he takes off and runs. So you got to be disciplined with your rush and your gap assignments against Daniel Jones. He killed Dallas on scrambles. Most of these were not designs. These were just, hey, first read's not there. I can make one guy miss and go. So you got to be disciplined with your rush and your assignments. If you're this defensive line, he ran for 6 first downs. You see that on the far right of your screen. Force Jones to win in the pocket. Matt Eberflus already doesn't like blitzing, so don't blitz. Drop 7-8 into coverage, have a spy on Jones, and see if he can slice and dice. I think he'll make some throws, but I don't think he can consistently beat you from the pocket. Rush with discipline, rush together, stick in your gaps in the run game, and make some plays. That's going to be very, very important. Be sure to follow us on the Call-In app. We go live every Tuesday after our YouTube live shows. If you're watching live on Tuesday, we'll be answering your questions here in a bit. We also go live for post-game shows. So after the Giants game, we will be live. So join us for that. It's like Twitter Spaces, audio social podcasting app. I go live. There's a caller line. You hop in there, and I take your calls, and we chop it up. It's very, very simple. The subscription link is right there. It's free, chatsports.com/BearsCallin. Download the app on iOS and Android, 100% free. Search Bears Now. You'll be able to find us and interact with us all season long. All right, I think this might be the biggest key to this game. Better run game wins. Whichever team runs the football better is going to win this game. I just am firmly believing that is the case right now when it comes to the Giants and the Bears. Khalil Herbert and Saquon, those are the two guys I'm looking at this week, unless David Montgomery plays, but we don't have a firm update on that right now. But Khalil Herbert last week was terrific. 20 carries, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns, long of 52, average 8 yards per carry. Saquon Barkley had a touchdown, a 36-yard touchdown. He had 81 yards, almost 6 yards per carry. Both teams want to establish the run. They want to run the football, protect their young quarterbacks, especially the Bears. And Daniel Jones, we know he's got his limitations. So Brian Dable and Mike Kafka, they're going to try and get that run game going with Saquon. Hopefully the Bears can get it going with Khalil Herbert. And we can make some things happen because that's going to be very, very important for the Chicago Bears on Sunday to win this game. All right, 2 more keys to victory to come, but we have an updated subscriber battle. Giants now just got an update. They have 30 new subs this week. We have 25, so it's close, but Marshall Green, F. Marsh in the chat, beating us right now with 30 new subs. I think he said, subscribe to Giants now if you hate Kenny Golladay and want him cut, and obviously they do because he stinks, but we got to catch up. Hit that subscribe button. Daily videos here on the channel, sometimes multiple videos per day. YouTube.com/BearsNow. Let's make it happen. All right, couple more here. Someone's got to step up at receiver. I would argue Equanimeous St. Brown has. He has made some plays, but he's going to have to step up even more. And I'll be honest, I'm kind of looking at Darnell Mooney. I'm like, all right, man, you're due for a big game. Hasn't happened yet. Where you in witness protection? I don't know what's going on with Darnell Mooney, but with Pringle on IR, with N'Keal Harry on IR, we don't know about Velus Jones if he's going to play, and even if he does, it's his first NFL game. If Mooney's not going to do it, someone else must. EQ, St. Brown probably gives you the best chance to do that, but again, we can't expect Equanimeous St. Brown to be the go-to guy every time. Like, someone has to step up. I hope it's Mooney, but if it's not, it's going to have to be someone because Fields is going to have to at least play a little bit better than he did last week. All right, final key, and this is always true for a young team on the road. Got to win the turnover battle. Pretty simple. I would say you can probably get away with 1 turnover but you got to get 2 takeaways if that's the case. And we know Daniel Jones will give you chances. Throwing the football, he's had a fumbling problem in the past, although he's gotten better at that. But there are chances to turn Daniel Jones over. There will be. There will be at least 2 or 3 throws where you watch it on replay and you're like, damn, that was a missed opportunity. You got to take advantage of those. Get at least 1 pick in this game and maybe 1 more peanut punch, get a couple of takeaways. And for Fields, he's got to play smarter. The 2 picks that were bad last week, can't have them this week. On the road, you're not going to win with 2 really bad interceptions. Maybe he gets away with 1. And not all interceptions are created equal, by the way. If it's a tip ball or something like that, what are you going to do? But when you just miss a throw to Kmet and then you force one into double coverage, I mean, those are mistakes that you usually don't get away with. You got away with it against the Texans at home. Giants aren't much better than Houston, but it's on the road. Don't think you'll get away with it this week. He's got to play smarter. He's got to play better. There you have it, 5 keys to victory for the Bears to go up to Jersey to take down the New York Giants. Giants, again, 3.5-point favorites, over-under set at 39 points. Kind of a swing game, right, in the NFC. I don't know if either of these 2 teams are going to have a chance to be contenders, but the winner's going to be 3-1. They're going to be in that kind of 6-7 seed mix for a while if you win this game. So it's a big game. If you could win it, that would be very, very big for the Chicago Bears. So predict the score. Bears, Giants, this Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 Central. We, of course, will be live for a Bears versus Giants watch party. That should be a lot of fun. Hopefully the Bears are able to be on top at the end. But get those score predictions in and let us know who you think is going to win. I'll take the Bears here reluctantly. I don't have a ton of confidence, but I don't think the Giants are very good. I'm going to go 23-17. Bears win a tight one on the road. Fields doesn't play great, but he doesn't force as many balls. He plays a little bit safer. This is one of those games where it's like, hey, punting is probably not a bad thing, right? Field position. 23-17, Bears win it. They get out of New York with a win, and, hey, they're sitting at 3-1. We'll see what happens here on Sunday. All right, help a brother out and retweet my pinned tweet. We'll get that in the live chat, and then I will get some. I'll get some more shout-outs for that, and then I'm going to start calling here in just a second. So retweet my pinned tweet and help me out. I already see Fareed did, Belly Fat Crypto, Nick Ritchie did as well. Throw a retweet for my pinned tweet right now. We'll put it in the live chat because True Classic Tees, one of our sponsors here, go check out their t-shirts and polos. They fit males of all sizes. 25% off with promo code chat, so go check that out. Give me a retweet on my pinned tweet. I'm going to pull up Colin here and start that here in just a second. Let's see if anyone else is retweeting it. Give me a retweet. Help me out. Spread the word. The total retweets. Got my guy Nick from yesterday. Appreciate that as well. Some new ones. Joe just retweeted it, so appreciate that. Throw me a retweet. All right, we're going to push live here on Callin. Start room. All right, here we go. Live on the Callin app. If you guys want to hang out, I'm going to get the link in there here in a second. Give me 1 second here. Live on Callin. Give me a second, guys, and we'll get this started. Going to pin it in the live chat. We are live on Callin. I'm going to tweet it out as well, and then we'll get this going here. Answer all your questions for about 30 minutes or so. Appreciate all of you who are in there. We already got about 10 people in there or so. Link is in the live chat on YouTube, so if you're watching us, if you want to call in to me directly, download the Callin app, join us. You can only call in if you are on your smartphone, so download on iOS and Android. I'll get those links in there as well. But let's make it happen. Let's have some fun. Let's take some calls. Should be a fun time. So we're going to do that here. We'll hang out on YouTube and Rumble still, but the focus is going to be Callin. So let's get it started here on the Callin app. All right, appreciate everybody for tuning in to Bears Now on Callin. I am Harrison Grams. We're about to take some calls here. Appreciate everybody already in the caller queue. Let's start with Robert Schwartz, who is first up. Robert, welcome in. What do you got for me?
Good afternoon, Harris. You're doing a fantastic job.
Thanks.
Everybody should just pump the brake. This kid is young. He has to know this new offense, and he doesn't have his center, that we signed. But I think with Pringle going down, I think that's going to make room for EQ to step up. Maybe Moody step up, because this is a good chance with this Giants team that is not really good. Because I watched the game last night and I seen what CD Lamb with a backup quarterback did to that Giants defense.
Yep.
It's
an opportunity.
And the defense just gotta plug that A and C gap. That's how you're gonna, you make them one dimensional. You stop that run with no Shepard now. What, you gonna think Kenny Galladay is gonna be this guy that's gonna blow up?
I don't think so.
No, because I watched that game last night, and he had that was a first down, and then went right through him where he didn't catch it.
Yep. Galladay stinks.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I would go after T.Y. Hilton or trade for Mims or Tyler Lockett, or maybe there's a trade out there we don't know about.
Yeah,
that is another
that you never know about. Yeah.
Yeah, and we need a wide receiver, and Justin Fields needs to calm down in the pocket. Don't run. That's the problem. When I'm seeing him in that pocket, he's rushing, because in his mind, he's thinking that my line's not going to protect me. So, okay, and his clock in his head is going real fast. So what do I do? Do I overthrow him? Like everybody was saying, they were watching the film with the Green Bay game, that you had EQ open right down the sideline. You had Pennant open. And I think, to me, I don't know, but I think Pennant might be a really, really sleeper.
I'd like to see him get more involved. He was great in the first game. I think.
Yeah, he was.
He's a good route runner. I mean, he should get more opportunities this week with Pringle out.
What I think Luke Gatz needs to do is he needs to run on first and second down, and do. You know what he needs to do? He needs to go back when he was in Green Bay. If Montgomery's out or whoever's out, whoever's the other running back, put them both beside, one on each other by Justin Fields. You're going to get his confidence back up doing just a 5-yard screen.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Easy.
I don't want him to
get him into a rhythm.
Yeah. I don't want him to throw the ball all the way downfield when he overthrew Mooney, when Mooney blew Eric Stokes out of his shoes.
Yeah.
If he just waited a little sooner, that would have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
But I'm confident in him. I'm not worried about him. This team is just like Miami, Philly. They all had young quarterbacks. What did they do the next season? Okay, let's build around them.
Yeah.
We got money. Go get wide receivers. Go get offensive line. Look at San Francisco. They brought Jimmy G back in. Look what they're doing. They just lost their left tackle 4 to 6 weeks.
They're in trouble.
Yeah.
All right, Robert. I got to go to the next caller here. Appreciate it, though.
Yep.
All right, we got Tony Williams here. What's up, Tony?
Hey, man. What's up?
What do you got for me?
I'm just looking, man. Like, honestly, I appreciate you not getting sucked into the wormhole of the whole Justin Fields needs to be benched thing. Like, that's just a ridiculous idea to begin with.
There's just no argument for it. Like,
there's nothing.
Trevor Siemian, he's a nice dude. He went to Northwestern and he's a backup. Like, it's not like even if Garoppolo's the backup, but what's the point of that? That doesn't help you.
Siemian's had more opportunities than Fields had in this league to show he's a starter in this league.
Exactly.
But I'm looking at the schedule, the Bears' schedule. I mean, the next time we play the Packers is in December. There's a chance the Bears could be like 9-3, 8-4. I mean, dude, they don't have a lot of tough games. I mean, they play the Vikings. Like, I don't consider that a win. Like, they play the Patriots and the Cowboys. Like, those are going to be interesting games.
I think
they could win both of them.
I think Dak will be back for that Dallas game, October 30th, in a month. But
yeah,
it's not like
how good is Dallas really?
They're not flawless. I will say that defense is nasty. That defense could get Fields trouble. I mean, that front is, we think he's holding the ball in too long. Wait until Micah Parsons is coming around the edge and DeMarcus Lawrence. But we'll worry about that in 5 weeks. I get your point, though. You got Daniel Jones this week, Kirk Cousins next week. Now, I would pick sitting here right now, I'd probably pick the Bears to lose to the Vikings next week. It's a road game, and the Vikings have a better roster, but nothing is guaranteed with Cousins. We know that. Commanders at home.
Yeah, then we
Thursday
go to Washington.
That's at home. You should win that game, in my opinion. Carson Wentz stinks.
The Jets, the Falcons.
Patriots on the road. I mean, Mac Jones, we'll see if he's ready. Even if he is, I mean, they've been a little, it's not going to be easy, but it's winnable. I think the point you're making, and I agree with, you got winnable games coming up. It's not like going into the game, you're like, well, you got a 10% chance of winning. I mean, they got some of these are some 50-50 games. So I think let's see how this weekend goes. If you go beat the Giants on the road, I'll be like, okay, you're 3-1. Let's see how they stack up at Minnesota. And then, Washington at home and at New England's an interesting kind of pair of games right there as well.
Yeah, and really the one point I wanted to make here was that, pretty much every punting across the board, like this offseason, agreed that Ryan Poles did the least amount for Justin Fields than any other of the, those 4 or 5 quarterbacks that got drafted in that class.
Yep.
So I fully expect Ryan Poles to make a move this offseason. Now, it's going to be interesting because, I really don't know who he can target. You know what I mean? But I'm looking more at the draft. I mean, there's some good receivers in this draft. If I don't want the Bears to have a high pick, especially just because I said there's a chance that they might end up winning more games than they lose this year, honestly.
It's possible.
But it'll be interesting. Ryan Poles, give Justin Fields somebody, because the running game's there. Mooney's definitely not a number 1. I'm sorry. I love Mooney, but he's not a number 1. Yeah, he's better as a number 2.
He's showing us right now he's not number 1. Doesn't mean that can't change, but so far that's how it's looking this year.
Yeah, but I'll let you go, man. I was just curious as to who's the one player, the one receiver you would want Ryan Poles to get, whether that be a trade,
if it was a trade,
free agent.
I'm
draft.
Intrigued by the Ridley situation in Atlanta because Drake London looks pretty good for them. Kyle Pitts is one of their best players. They might be willing to trade Ridley next year, and if you could get him for if you could get him for 75 cents on the dollar, if you could get him for a 2nd round pick, would you do it? Because I think I would.
I would rather go after Juju, honestly.
In free agency, you could sign him.
Yeah. I mean, Juju Smith-Schuster is a decent,
better,
but Juju's younger, man.
You could do both. You could trade for Ridley and sign Juju.
It'll be interesting. We'll see what Poles does, man. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it. We got Tommy, who's next up on the line. What's up, Tommy? Welcome in.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up?
Oh, so I know it's just the same old broken record being played, man, but Justin Fields, I'm an Ohio State fan. I have been my entire life, and, I watched him play, and I watched who he was as a passer, not just a runner. Yeah. He's a playmaker. He can make things happen. Yes, he did have his faults in college as well, but at the end of the day, I have complete and total faith in him. I just think he's set up for failure at this point. We all knew it was going to be rough. I don't know why people were so surprised. I mean, it was just
I think
you don't do anything, Go ahead,
I think people are just surprised that it's been this bad. Getting 100 yards passing has been a challenge. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone was like, yeah, he's going to throw for 35 touchdowns this year. But I don't think we thought the volume would be this low. I think that's where people are like, okay, yeah, the pieces around him aren't very good, but he's throwing for 70 yards in Green Bay and for 106 yards against Houston. I think that's where people are like, okay, I mean, yeah, the pieces aren't very good, and Mooney's dropping balls, yada, 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 but he can't throw for 175 yards in a game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
I think that's where people are like, okay, this feels a little off.
I get that, and I think that's just the trust thing. I think, like somebody said it earlier, I believe, in the first call, and, it's the trust isn't there yet. As much as they can say whatever you want, we can clearly see that there's something lacking. But at the end of the day, I love this team, and I know that eventually we're going to get a quarterback, and I truly believe it's going to be Justin Fields.
Yeah, and I still believe in him too, and he's got all the talent. I just think he's such a, and this goes back to college, he's such a, like, rhythm swagger guy. Like, when he hits a few throws, you feel like he's not going to miss one. But we just haven't gotten him into that rhythm this year. And, like Sunday was a great example. When he missed that throw to Komet, it's like he lost all of his confidence, and he was afraid to pull the trigger. He's just got to get some confidence. And that's why I mentioned it on our YouTube stream a bit ago, is that just get him on the move and get him some early, easy completions in this game. I mean, just simplify it. Get him to a nice little 3-for-3, 4-for-4 start, even if it's only for 20 yards. Like, just get him completing some balls, and then hopefully that just frees him up a little bit. Because I feel like sometimes you're watching him and he's just so in his head, he's like, can I even complete a pass right now? You know what I mean? And you can't think that way as a quarterback. You got to be able to just, kind of grip and rip. So hopefully he turns that corner soon. But it was ugly Sunday, man. But yeah, you got to give this time. We got to give it time. We've seen it.
You hit the nail on the head for sure. I just, last thing I'm gonna say is, as far as Justin Fields, he's a big guy. That's a big man, and to have a big man at that quarterback position, to be able to break tackles and do, make up for where your offensive line, but he just can't have to run for his life every game, which it has been a lot better than we thought. We need Sam Mustipher out of that center position snapping that ball.
And I will say this, while the O-line has been better than we thought, it also has been notably better in the run game than in pass protection.
Passing, yeah.
Like, this is a much better run block. Like, Cody Whitehair is a great example of that. He's a much better run blocker than pass protector. He pretty much always has been, and that's proven to be true this year. So, that's part of it as well. But, again, though, I would still make the argument that, the O-line's not great, but it's better than we thought it would be.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I think there's actually reasons to be encouraged about that group. So that's a good thing. But I thought you made a lot of good points, Tommy. Appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right, bro. Let's go to Addy here. Is next up.
How's it going, Harrison?
Hey, what's up, man?
Man, I was at the Bears game on Sunday with the Texans, and the running game, man, we almost rushed for 300 yards. I mean,
it's really
Getsy
good.
Getsy knows how to call the run game for sure. I think we've established the run game, but it's just the pass game. Like, we didn't really get that, because I saw, like, the Texans were torturing Vildor, Gordon. Like, they were torturing him with their weapons, and I was looking at it, and I know Davis Mills threw the unfortunate interception for the Bears to win off the Santos field goal, but I just think it might be time for, like, Getsy to go back to the drawing board, because clearly the passing game isn't there. And even with Monty being hurt, the run game was still unstoppable because Khalil Herbert was taken off. I just think it's time for Getsy to just redraw some plays, maybe, spark some creativity.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think a couple things are for sure true. This team is and probably should even more so lean on the running game right now. It's working. That's the strength of this offensive line. That's the identity of this offense right now, is running the football, being physical at the point of attack. Number two, and I mentioned it in our preview on YouTube, get Fields on the edge where he can either take the easy completion, or if it's not there, take off, get a few yards, avoid the hit, get to the next play. Because when he's doing 3, 5, 7-step straight dropbacks and trying to identify, he's not doing it quick enough, and that he's just not there yet in the pocket. I think he'll get there, but he's not there right now. I think he's at his best when he is on the move throwing balls downfield. So I think that's got to be a big part of the plan here. And they're running the ball well enough where the play action and the boot game should be working pretty well. So they got to do more of it.
Do you think we'll get to see Velus Jones make his season debut? Because I know we drafted him in the 3rd round this year, and we haven't seen him, and it's been 3 games, and we actually need the receiver help because Pringle went down with an
Pringle's
injury.
on IR now. Yeah. I mean, I hope so.
Do you think it might?
Eberflus says he's closer. If he doesn't play, you only have 4 healthy receivers this week, so you're going to have to make a move. Now, you could elevate Isaiah Coulter and or Simba Webster from the practice squad, but you're not going to go into this game with 4 healthy receivers, I don't think. So Velus Jones is either going to be active and play, or they're going to have to make a move, whether they sign someone, promote someone from the practice squad, whatever, because right now – Darnell Mooney, Equinemius St. Brown, Dante Pettis, and Amir Smith-Marset are the only healthy receivers. It's not enough.
Last thing before I sign off. Do you think now that Pringle's hurt and we're at extremely thin at receiver, do you think Ryan Poles will be willing? I know he said he wants to go through the draft, but do you think it's time for Poles to give up some draft capital to get a receiver like Mims or Hamler? Or maybe even swing big on Tyler Lockett?
I think he should at least be making calls, seeing what's out there. I don't think you should panic and overpay, but if there's a good value trade out there, I got to think he's considering that because you just don't have receivers. I mean, you got to get some. So, yeah.
We don't have Harry till week 5.
And that's at the earliest. We don't even know if he'll be back week 5. Hopefully he is, but that's the earliest he can come back. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. We'll go to the next caller here. We got Corey next up. Appreciate Addy for calling in. What's up, Corey?
Well, again, talking about trading for people, we don't. Out of everybody that mentioned, none of them really been that good this year.
Yeah, I mean Tyler Lockett and Robbie Anderson are 2 guys that are somewhat established, but they're also going to cost more, so.
I really don't know who we could go get worth having.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't know who that person is until the trade happens, right? So, but yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Darius Slayton's not going to move the needle a ton, KJ Hamler, I don't know.
On the game for this week, Mike scored it in 24-17.
All right. Bears win, you're saying?
Yeah, by 7.
All right. I said 23-17, so hopefully one of us is right, Corey. Appreciate the call, my friend. Let's go to Santi, who is up next. What's up, Santi?
What's up, Harrison?
What's going on?
It's just been a very rough week, Justin Fields has been disappointing, but I gotta realize I see all these people like Trevor Lawrence balling out and him having Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, and all those weapons around him, and the Jags are looking good, but we right now.
You cut out there for a sec, Santi. What was that at the end?
We need to get a receiver now.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. Got to get someone.
It's the fact that I've been kind of so I understand that Ryan Poles loves the draft, loves his young guys, which is respectable, but you gotta understand that our quarterback is struggling right now and he's not proven. If you get someone like Tyler Lockett, if you get someone like Tyler,
yeah,
I've seen from Fields, I've watched replays. He looks like he might not be going through his progressions fast enough.
Oh, that's definitely true.
Which in the O line is we're giving him. They're trying to do what they can. They're doing what they can, and I really appreciate the people like Sam Mustipher, who has been with us for a long time. He's doing what he can. He's being a quality backup, but we know that he won't be more than that. So
Yeah. I think he makes some good points. Got to keep it moving, though, Santi. Let's go to Fulton. What's up, Fulton? Got to unmute yourself. Bottom left hand. There you go. What's up?
Nothing much.
What do you got?
Relaxing my day today. Could Sterling Weatherford be like the be the kicker for the Bears?
Could he be the kicker?
Yeah.
Sterling Weatherford?
Yeah.
He's a linebacker. How would he be the kicker?
Well, I know everyone's talking about Justin Fields. That I've been watching him play that quarterback, and for some reason he keeps missing in the interception throws or something.
I got to be honest. What does Justin Fields struggling have to do with Sterling Weatherford being this team's kicker?
Well, he's got
I think you stumped yourself.
I'm sorry. I just have autism. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm not saying anything. I just think you got him confused with someone else. That's all. Were you saying they should bench Cairo Santos at kicker? Is that what you want? All right, Fulton. You still there? All right, I'm not sure what happened to Fulton. Let's go to the next caller here. We got Trey next up. What's up, Trey? What do you got for me? Got to unmute yourself, bottom left-hand corner. Trey, you're still muted. There you go. What's up?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yep, I got you.
All right, I really just got something to say. So the thing is, everybody want to blame the person in the situation instead of the situation they're in.
Okay.
That's my main thing. Because honestly, like, we can sit here and bash them all we want, but how productive could a quarterback be with only throwing 17 passes?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Some of those were scrambles, so they called more than 17 passes. But, yeah, I mean, look, after the first pick, I thought the play calling got a bit conservative. I think there's some trust that needs to be further built between Getsy and Fields. You could tell the things got conservative. There was a drive where they ran it on 3 straight plays and punted the football. So, yeah, I mean, the less opportunities you have, the less likelihood you are to connect on some throws. But on the ones you do get, you know, you got to take advantage of those chances, and Fields hasn't done that enough. Fair? You know what I mean? You still there, Trey? I don't hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go. Not sure what happened. I got you.
All right. So you get minimum chances to be perfect, and therefore, if you're not perfect, what you not perfect on get maximized to the fullest.
No, I'm not saying that, but I don't think Fields is anywhere close to perfect. And by the way, I've been a Fields defender, and I still am, but there's got to be some improvement here. I mean, he's completing 51% of his throws, and he's throwing for less than 100 yards per game. Yes, the Bears are throwing the ball less than every other team in the league right now, but I think that's because they're not super confident in where Fields is at the moment. Now, I would argue there's ways to get him some easier completions, get him into a rhythm, and we need to see that from Getsy as well. But the 2 picks Fields threw on Sunday, they're just bad picks. That has nothing to do with how many passing plays Fields is getting. The first one, Kmet is open over the middle. He throws it too far out in front. It's picked off. The second one, he throws it into double coverage, almost triple coverage, and it's picked off. They're bad picks. So, yes, he's only throwing it 17 times. But on the flip side, we've got to be objective with the analysis and saying, yeah, I want to see him get more chances, and I still believe in the kid, and I think he's going to grow and be a good player. But what we're seeing right now isn't good enough. It's got to improve.
That's right. But when have we ever seen him given the green light?
Yeah, I mean,
not saying like he certainly deserved it, but to test the waters, you have to give somebody a green light. If not, you playing with that man conscience. Because if he's sitting here have to look over his shoulder, he's not just thinking about his O-line, he's thinking about everything. He's thinking about the next play you're gonna call.
Yeah,
he's thinking about how he can get benched. He's thinking about if you
cut out on me a bit, Trey.
my bad.
You're good.
Yeah, if you don't show him that this is his team and that you're really looking for him to be that quarterback, then therefore all the options and things that you want, well, all the things you want him to do, he's not going to be able to be it to the fullest because that potential is getting harnessed.
Yeah, look, they need to trust him more. Like, the end of the first half was a great example. They should have taken a timeout and tried to put together a quick drive to get points. They didn't do it. I mean, that was basically saying, yeah, we don't trust the quarterback, so we're going to run the clock out. So, yeah, they need to trust him more, but he also needs to play better. I think both are true, and both can be true.
Understood.
And let me just say this before I let you go. I feel like I'm the president of the Believe in Justin Fields Club. Like, I'm still in the firm defender category of his. I still think he's going to become the guy. But I'm going to be fair. I think he needs to play better. I think Getsy needs to help him out more, but I think he needs to play better. So let's see how this week goes. Let's take this 1 week at a time, and hopefully he gets to a level that, we think he can get to, because I'm a big believer in his talent. Appreciate the call, Trey. Got a few more to get to. Before we get to that one, quick super chat on YouTube. David saying FGB. Type FGB in the chat for my guy David. Bringing the heat. He knows the motto here. Appreciate the $2. All right. The final four callers in the caller queue right now will be the last callers, and then I got to go and do some other stuff here at Chat Sports. So let's go to Michael, and then we'll take a few more and sign off. What's up, Michael?
Hey, how you doing, Harrison?
Doing all right.
Long-time follower and listener. First time actually talking to you.
Appreciate that.
I'm going to kind of piggyback off what everyone said. Right now, don't give up on Fields. I'm 100% with you. 100% for Fields. I do see that we should continue relying on our run game. Right now, that is our meat and potatoes right now. It's old school Chicago football, defense and run game. I feel like Getsy, with the end of the first half, I feel like he should have pushed the ball a little more.
Yeah.
It does show they're not confident with Justin. I feel like he can get there. Just like you said the other day, I'm going to give him to the end of this year before I give up on him. He has the talent.
He's got to get at least this year, at least.
Yes, because, just like Dak Prescott, a lot of quarterbacks, you really didn't see the growth until, like, the middle of the controlling year they had,
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he has the talent. We do not, this offseason, our GM, we're basically saving money.
Yeah.
He got a lot of guys, second, third year guys that were getting cut, that were hungry. And I like that because, look at our defense, Morrow. There's a lot of guys that didn't get a chance, Muhammad, things like that. But with our off the side, I feel like he was kind of reluctant to pull the trigger because he wants to save that money,
Yeah.
But, right now, I heard a couple callers before. There's some wide receivers out there that we can go after. I mean, I don't want to spend money on Galladay. He's 29. He's not productive. Mims may be. If we can get Mims and he can, get in the culture of the young atmosphere, it would definitely work.
He's intriguing to me.
Once Velus actually, gets healthy, he's going to add a little realm that we don't have, that we haven't had for a while, that we looked for with Devin Hester a couple years ago. That speed guy, I'm hoping that will happen, but if not, dude, if we end up 9-8, or whatever, that's a win-win this year. As long as Justin in the second half of the season can shoot for 200 yards a game.
Yeah. We just got to see that growth, man. Got to see
Of
that
course.
growth.
Harrison, I'm going to call all the time, dude. I know you got 4 more callers.
Yeah, we got you.
I love you, dude.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's go to Cornelius. Got a few more, then we're signing off. What's up, Cornelius? What do you got for me? Got to unmute
What's
that
up,
mic.
Harry?
What's up? There you go.
What's up, man? I want to talk about somebody other than Justin Fields.
Please.
I know let's talk about the way the defense is playing. I think the defense is playing okay. I think they're playing pretty good.
Yeah,
I like the way
things.
I like the way Eddie Jackson is playing. I think Eddie Jackson is back.
Yeah, he's back, man. I said that after this. He looked good in the opening game, and then to back it up with another good game against Houston, he's back. He looks really good.
He had the forced fumble. He had the key pass deflection. He had the interception, obviously, which Kendall Vildor made a great
nice
play on that.
Builder.
I like the way, and Gordon he's still young. He's making some mistakes, but I think he's going to be a decent player. And Brisker is playing pretty good too.
Yeah, secondary is pretty solid, man.
And the D line, I didn't like the way the D line played. They weren't winning their one-on-ones, so I think the D line can get a little bit better at playing together. But yeah, I just want to talk about the positive thing. If somebody told me we would be 3-1 at this point coming into the season, I would have taken that. So yeah. That's what I want to say.
2-1. If they beat the Giants, it'll be 3-1. Yeah.
Yeah, 2-1. Yeah, but yeah, I think we got the potential to go 3-1. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a lot of positives, and I appreciate the call. We'll get to our last caller in a second. Some positives. The young, Jaquan Brisker, great draft pick. He looks good. Eddie Jackson's back. Jalen Johnson's been good. I thought Gordon played a little bit better in the second half on Sunday. That's a positive. Roquan played much better. The offensive line's been better than expected. This running back group is great. There's a lot of positives. But we all know if you don't have, you got to get the quarterback developed. That's the key. You got to have a quarterback. We hope it's Justin Fields. I want to give it a lot more time, but let's see some progress here. All right, last call here. It's from our guy FGB, and then we're going to wrap it up here. What do you got for me?
Yo, Harrison, FGB all day, every day. Thanks for taking the call. Love the gray beard on Sunday. You look good in it. So, back to Brisker. Love him as Rookie of the Year so far for the Bears team anyway. Doing a great job. I just see him all over the field all the time when I'm watching from home. So I love seeing the high energy from the kid. Definitely a great asset at a steal at the pick. I don't know what's going on with the run game, the run defense. It's like Dominique Robinson came for one game and he left. And I was so sad because I was hoping he was going to be dominant.
Yeah, he's been
I was hoping for it.
I mean, look, he's a 5th-round pick, right? Like, he's not going to be great every game as a rookie. But he's been a little quiet since week 1. Muhammad has not lived up to what we thought he would be. He was much better last year for Indy. Hopefully he turns it around. D-line's been a little inconsistent. They flashed at times, but they've been inconsistent as well. Obviously, the run defense hasn't been great. Better against Houston, but still not great. So, yeah, I mean, if I had to pick out one position group that needs to play better on the defense, it's definitely the defensive line.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And then, Justin Fields, we're going to give him the year. There's nothing wrong with what he's doing as long as he's putting his effort in. That's the only thing I want to see is his effort coming in every game. And if we got to run the ball, we've done this since Rex Grossman. We've done this for years. Run the ball and good defense. As long as we get a quarterback that doesn't do any interceptions, I honestly I could care less if he gets 150 yards, no interceptions, a touchdown or two. Let the run game do the thing. Let the defense do their thing, and we can win some games. Yeah. I mean, it's not that's what's worked so far. These first 3 games, not against the Packers that much, but against the 49ers and the other day against the Texans. I mean, I think it could work.
If you play turnover free this weekend against the Giants, you should win, in my opinion. But if you throw a couple picks, give them some short fields, could be in trouble. So, Yeah, I think those are some good points.
Yeah.
Obviously, we hope Fields becomes more than just a game manager, but if that's what he needs to be in the short term while he develops, I think, that's not the worst thing in the world either.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree.
All right, FGB. We'll see you soon.
FGB, bear down. Thank you.
All right, there he goes. All right, guys, if you're watching on YouTube or Rumble, or if you're listening on the Callin app, appreciate everybody for hanging out. I got to go. Subscribe on Callin, chatsports.com/BearsCallin. You can download the app on iOS and Android as well. I am on social media at HGramNFL on Twitter and on Instagram. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, whether it's on YouTube, Rumble, or Callin. I'm Harrison Graham signing off. We'll see you next time on Bears Now.